Ignition sequence start. All engines up.
In Studio 7, attempting to describe the most historic event in my lifetime, and perhaps yours.
We were smart enough to not say, Houston, there's a light out there that's following us. So technically, it becomes an unidentified flying object.
What if I told you that NASA found something on Mars they were never supposed to? A structure too perfect to be random, a shadow that shouldn't exist, and a cover-up that's lasted nearly a decade. You've heard of alien conspiracies before, but this isn't theory, it's evidence. Suppressed, redacted, erased, until now. In 2015, something happened on Mars, something NASA wasn't ready for. An image taken by the Curiosity rover showed what looked like a doorway. Not just a crack in the rocks, not a shadow or trick of light, a rectangular, symmetrical opening carved into a cliff face. Within hours of it being posted to the NASA archive, public chatter exploded. Some said it was erosion. Others called it a cover-up. Then another image surfaced, one that sent chills through the space community. Behind the rover, a faint figure, tall, shadowy, watching, and just like that, the feed was cut. NASA never spoke of it again, but that was just the beginning. Since 2004, NASA has been exploring the Martian surface with unprecedented precision. Spirit and Opportunity laid the groundwork, Curiosity followed, and Perseverance is there now. Each rover is packed with instruments meant to detect signs of ancient life, traces of water, chemical patterns in the soil, and even organic molecules. They found hints, but what they never expected, or at least never admitted, was artificial structure. That 2015 image, the doorway, was discovered embedded in a Martian cliff wall. Its shape is almost too clean. A vertical frame, a straight top, shadowed inside suggesting depth. Not a gouge, not a fracture, but an entrance. NASA called it a natural break, just a few inches tall, but high-resolution scaling says otherwise. The doorway looks far bigger when accounting for rover camera angle. And then came the second photo, blurred, hard to decipher. But behind the rover, in the distance, a shape resembling a humanoid figure. Just a few frames, then gone. NASA scrambled to take control of the story. Their statement was blunt. This is a naturally occurring feature caused by erosion. But geologists, independent from NASA, weren't convinced. One professor at the University of Arizona pointed out the presence of parallel angles. Another, a planetary scientist, noted depth indicators inside the shadow. This wasn't just a crack, it was structured. As the public started digging deeper, strange things began happening. The Mars rover feed went offline more frequently. Image archives were altered. Links that previously worked suddenly redirected or returned 404 not found. Then came a post, anonymous, from a Reddit account that disappeared after just one comment. The user claimed the doorway was only the beginning, that Curiosity had captured multiple anomalies. Most of them were never released. One, they said, showed movement. Not geological, biological. Within days, another image was leaked. It was blurry, but you could make out something in the distance. Not a rock, not a reflection. A figure, upright, long-limbed. Its shadow was cast clearly, but in the next frame, it was gone. The image was accidentally compressed, NASA said, but insiders said otherwise. An engineer, who had worked on data management for the rover program, claimed he'd been told to remove anything that looked anomalous. Shapes, shadows, reflections, anything not easily explained, were flagged and scrubbed. This wasn't science. This was censorship. In 2018, a Freedom of Information Act request was filed. It asked for all internal communication related to the 2015 doorway photo. NASA complied, sort of. What came back was a 16-page document. 13 pages were redacted almost entirely. Names, dates, entire paragraphs. Blacked out. Only fragments remained. Phrases like unexpected structure and public misinterpretation risk. Why redact a rock? Digging deeper, researchers found something more alarming. A post buried in an old science forum from 2016, made by someone claiming to be a former NASA intern. They said Mars missions had been detecting irregular signals, energy bursts, patterns, like pulses. They didn't fit any known geological behavior. They were rhythmic, and they didn't come from Earth. Could these have been attempts at communication? The intern believed so. They said multiple internal memos referenced unexplained signal events, and none of them were ever released to the public. Then came the whistleblower. In an interview with an independent investigator, they claimed that multiple images were removed before being added to the public NASA database. We had folders labeled anomalous material, they said, and only Level 4 staff were allowed to see them. When asked why, the whistleblower paused, then said, "Because it wasn't safe to let the world know what we found." If this wasn't a natural formation, then someone or something built it, and that changes everything we thought we knew about Mars. Some scientists have long believed Mars once had oceans, a magnetic field, possibly even breathable atmosphere, that it might have supported microbial life millions of years ago. But a doorway, a humanoid shape, signals, that points to intelligence, maybe even civilization. And if true, it may not be ancient at all. What if it's recent? What if it's current? What if something or someone is still there? Watching, monitoring, because these events aren't random. NASA's reactions weren't just cautious, they were terrified. If you found a structure on another planet, would you tell the public, or would you hide it and erase anyone who tried to reveal it? In 2023, a final leak shook the Mars research community. An image, allegedly from the Perseverance rover, showed something buried beneath the sand. Not a rock, a hexagonal metallic shape, symmetrical on all sides, too regular to be natural. NASA never commented. In fact, the entire image set was pulled from the archive within 24 hours. And the whistleblower who had leaked it vanished. No social media, no digital trace, gone. So what did NASA really find on Mars? And more importantly, what are they trying to protect us from? If you believe the truth is being buried, if you believe the silence speaks louder than words, then share this story, because one day they won't be able to hide it anymore.